Hi, this is Tom. Welcome to my channel. I've been doing Midjourney images, which I'll show some here, and also a couple of Dolly ones. But mainly I wanted to tell a story. But I don't have a channel just for miscellaneous stuff, so I thought I would fit it in with AI art. So the story is, I went to a gas station and I wanted to use my phone to pay, but they didn't have the capability. So I set my phone on my car, and then I paid with a credit card, and then I drove off. Okay, which is retarded, but typical me thing to do. I've done this sort of thing before. So I drove to a coffee shop, which was nearby, and I uh, I realized that the coffee shop was only not even half a mile, maybe half a mile away. I realized I didn't have my phone. And so here I did requested a DALL-E version, and it did a better job of Midjourney. You can see a little Starbucks in the back of getting it by a coffee shop. Anyway, so I drove to the Starbucks, or I wasn't the Starbucks, but the coffee shop, and I noticed I didn't have my phone. So I drove back to the gas station and uh, looked for my phone. And so got out of the car, I got down, I'm looking at the floor, and then I retraced my path. And I thought, maybe the phone's broken, it fell somewhere, you know, I was thinking it's more likely than not that I wouldn't be able to use it, but I thought I should be able to find it because it was only, like at most half a mile. And so I drove slowly, I couldn't find it. And then I thought, well, I'll walk. And this is in Texas, it's hot. I get a hat on, some sunblock. I'm slowly retracing my steps, looking for the phone. And couldn't find it. And walked back to the coffee shop, retraced my steps again, couldn't find it. Decided to drive to my wife. I drove the car to my wife, who was at a gas station. Sorry, at a supermarket. And told her that I lost my phone, and I said, there's I looked to see if I could use her iPhone to find my iPhone, and Perplexity told me how to do this. It took me a while to catch on what was going on, but I drove back to the coffee shop, and I realized I needed to get on Wi-Fi in order to be able to do it. So I drove to the coffee shop and got on the Wi-Fi, and then I realized I didn't know my wife's Apple ID for her phone, and she doesn't either. And so that was kind of like, I'm thinking, oh, that's going to be a pain. But then I realized the way that the app works is I sign on with my Apple ID, which makes sense because it's trying to access my phone. So I put in my user ID and my Apple ID, and it's showing that the phone is in the parking lot of the coffee shop. So I'm like inside the coffee shop here, okay, and I'm looking at the app. The app is showing the phone. It's like where the car is parked. And I'm thinking like it's where the car is parked. So I go back there and I'm thinking, oh, it must have dropped off the car when I left the parking lot for the coffee shop. And so I'm looking around, I can't find it. And then it's got an option where it can make a noise. And so I said, okay, show me the noise. Make the noise. Make sure I can hear the noise. So now my wife had called my phone and my phone didn't go off because I was thinking about the possibility that I had somehow put the phone in the car and didn't realize it, and couldn't couldn't hear it when she dialed it, but I could hear this noise, like a pinging noise, ping, 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 ping. And then I'm looking around, and then it's like on the roof of the car. And I'm just amazed that after all this driving I did, this included going over speed bumps. And I wasn't being careful. I wasn't going slow, because I wasn't, I didn't have a thought that the phone was on the car. I did have that thought, like when I got to the coffee shop. So when I got to the coffee shop, the first thing I did was to look on the roof of the car, but I couldn't see it. And so I'm doing all of this driving around, and it's on the roof of the car. It's kind of like this image here. It was, and it's just amazing. I guess the way the design was, it just hung on for dear life. And so now I'm going to show my favorite image of all the ones that I did. Okay, which is, I got to go to the Midjourney website. All right, so that's here. Okay, here's my favorite one. All right. Okay, so these are angels who are watching over my phone as it was on my car roof, despite driving back and forth to the gas station, driving to the supermarket, back to the coffee shop. Anyway, an amazing story with a happy ending, and I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.